The allegations in this case against Kouri Richins, I mean, if they're true, this woman is ice cold. We're talking about someone who is more concerned about her appearance as a successful real estate house flipper. She's more concerned with that than with her 3 little boys having a father. That's cold. That is cold. Because of what you're doing to those children, if you believe the prosecution's case here. I want to show you a sort of a compilation of testimony here from some of Kouri's friends, okay, called by prosecutors in this case. Take a listen.
Kouri and I were finally in a position where our husbands were no longer with us. We were just discussing life. We both have kids, our marriages, and Kouri opened up and shared that things were difficult at home. A word I remember is that she felt trapped. I learned that their marriage had a prenuptial agreement. She explained she was frustrated in the relationship, but also it would be difficult to leave. Eric would end up financially secure and her the opposite.
And I was asking her about how her marriage was going, and her and Eric had had a fight that day.
What did Kouri say to you?
Kouri had had an opportunity to go to a work event of some sort, like a Christmas gala, something like that. And it was going to be a really good opportunity for her career. She was excited about it. At the same time, Eric had booked a sleigh ride with the family for Christmas, a good family activity, and they had a scheduling conflict, and they did not agree about what they should do for that scheduling conflict. She talked about how she was feeling trapped. She was worried about her kids. She was worried that she was going to lose them and that his family was going to turn the community against her. And she said that in many ways it would be better if he were dead.
Have you ever observed Eric sick or injured?
No.
Have you ever seen him use over-the-counter drugs?
No.
Have you ever seen him use prescription drugs?
No.
Have you ever seen him use illicit drugs?
No.
Any indication that Eric used drugs?
No.
How did you come to learn about whatever happened on Valentine's Day?
Eric told us. He said that he thought that Kouri had tried to poison him, but it was like an allergic reaction is what we had thought it was. We were laughing at the story.
So did Eric...
Along with Eric, and we all teased Kouri for trying to kill him.
Do you recall receiving a phone call from Eric Richins on Valentine's Day 2022?
I do.
Why is it you remember that phone call?
The main reason was just, well, the topics of the things we talked about, but also the emotion. It was unlike any other conversation I'd had with Eric. Most of the time you would call and he would already be talking upbeat, you know, and this one was a lot different.
Kouri found out that Eric had hidden drugs in her suitcase. She wasn't crying upset. It was more or less a funny story, but not so funny. She was not okay with it. We thought it was hilarious.
Your reaction to Kouri saying it would be better if Eric were dead?
To me, it really signified just how far their marriage was off track. I felt bad for both of them.
How are he and Kouri getting along?
They seemed better than I'd seen them in a long time.
Josh, what are you hearing from the testimony of these friends and associates of the Richins?
Well, Vinny, you know, in a poisoning case, the prosecution almost never has a smoking gun. Now, the prosecution is doing a marvelous job at building a circumstantial case, showing motive, means, and opportunity, basically showing that the person who would benefit most from Eric's death is his wife. But, you know, this case is reminding me more and more of the Casey Anthony case for a variety of reasons. Number one, she kind of looks like her, but also, you know, there's no direct evidence that this person, the defendant, directly killed her husband. There's also this horrible chain of custody about the fentanyl, where the drug dealer himself said that he didn't deal fentanyl during that time period. So this isn't an open and shut case. Like, we are still hearing the prosecution's case in chief. We haven't heard yet the counterpunch, and I think it's going to be pretty big.
Okay. Think tanks staying where they are. When we come back, Kouri Richins may not testify in this case. Many believe she won't, but the jury is hearing from her. When we come back, you're going to hear a phone call between Kouri Richins and Eric's best friend. Welcome back. We're going to take a listen to a phone call made by Kouri Richins. This is after the death of her husband, Eric, and this is a call with his best friend that gets recorded. Take a look and a listen.
You know about Eric's trust. It's no surprise.
Yeah.
Bryce, I don't care about money. It's not a big deal to me. All the money, Eric has almost, $3 million in life insurance money. I want it all to go into the trust to my kids. I don't want any of it, Bryce. I don't care about money.
Sure.
This house is my house, Bryce.
Right.
But, when I make money, I work hard for my money, Bryce. I do. I don't make Eric money. I have put $80,000 towards our mortgage in the last year. I paid $60,000 in cash of my money towards that pool. This is my house. And I'm going to fight for it. I just want you to know. And whether I have to fight the girls about it, I'm going to. They can have half of C&E. They can have all the life insurance money. They can have anything they want. Take it. But they can't have my house, Bryce.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know everything, right? I know what Eric was doing for a long time, right? I don't judge you. Eric doesn't judge you. Eric doesn't judge me and the mistakes that I made, right?
But
I know that.
Bryce, I'm just going to be out. Yeah, I took $250,000 off of our house.
Yeah.
Do you know how much in real estate we own today because I did that? $11 million worth of real estate. Do you know why I did that, Bryce? Because Eric would never let me work. Eric never trusted me and
100%.
believing me. No, but I want you to know that. Would you do it? Would you take $250,000 to make $11 million?
Well, that's tricky, right? The communication was the big thing for Eric, right?
He told me no, Bryce. I believed in myself. He told me no, but I knew I could do it because I know what I can do. Bryce, I wouldn't do something that I didn't know that I knew I could do. I'm not stupid.
Right.
Bryce, I own 12 properties that are almost all paid off. Including my own house that I've almost paid off. I own multiple houses in Park City, in Mill Creek, in Saratoga Springs, in Heber, in Midway, all because I did that. And they all go to my kids. $11 million of real estate property because I took $250,000, Bryce. He just never gave me a chance. He never gave me a chance because he didn't believe in me. And he can say whatever he wanted. He can say I stole from him. He can say whatever. But at the end of the day, that $250,000, Bryce, was paid off in 7 months and turned into $11 million in 2 years. And now somebody's going to come in and take my house from me? It's not going to happen.
I didn't think they were going to take the house. They're taking the house?
Yes, they're taking my house, Bryce. This is my house.
All right. Is anyone feeling sorry for Kouri Richins in that phone call?
Look, I think that we have to take a step back here. When you're a prosecutor, you focus on your strengths. And their biggest strength is who benefits from Eric's death. And it's clear that she does. But there's a reason why motive isn't an element for any crime whatsoever. Because you need substance, which is what they're lacking. So, yes, they've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this lady, Kouri, right, is a liar, that she has financial motives, that she wanted to start a life with her lover. She had weird text messages with him about what she wanted for a future. But none of that is direct evidence that she killed anybody. And I look at the Casey Anthony case, right? In Casey Anthony, we heard similar testimony about how she was a liar, how, you know, she would benefit in certain ways, and that she was basically a bad person. The prosecution went on a character assassination and basically tried to convict Casey Anthony on a character assassination case. And, you know, it's top heavy, Vinny, because if you pull out the rug on a top heavy case, you have nothing. And, you know, the prosecution is running on the same direction.
All right. Big thanks. Josh Kolsrud, Claudia King, Holland Reed. Great to have you on the program. Always great to hear your vantage points on all of this stuff, and we appreciate your time, which I know is valuable. See you again soon. Thank you so much.